on 95.6 FM, DAB digital radio, BBC introducing, and online, BBC WM.
Coming up in the next 5 minutes or so, though, we will be playing tribute. You may have read about this story in the local press recently. A tragic story. Kinver songwriter, musician, a member of a Dudley band, killed last week in a tragic road accident. And there's a memorial gig, a benefit gig happening tomorrow night in Starbridge in tribute for him. We're going to be catching up with one of his bandmates on the show in the next 5 minutes. So a terrible story.
It's a really sad story, isn't it?
More on that in the next 5 minutes or so.
Maybe we should go and check out one of these venues that we haven't been to before as well.
Yeah, it should be good. Speaking of gigs, massive one, a very poignant one happening tomorrow night in Starbridge at Katie Fitzgerald's, and coming up next on the show, a tribute to a Kinver band member, a musician from Kinver who tragically died last week. You've sent us a track of a song by The Picture. We're going to play that now, Fred. Tell me a little bit about this song.
Right, The Picture, yeah. Well, Steve wrote The Picture himself. We were looking for a band name, and as musicians will tell you, you try and think of a name, and you can't. You suddenly go blank, what should we call it? So he'd written this song called The Picture. It was sort of about opposites. It's always, I'm always stopping, you're always starting. I'm always asking, you're always... it was a sort of question and answer song, but it was quite good. So we thought, yeah, The Picture, that's a good song, which Steve wrote. And then we thought, yeah, well, we'll call the band The Picture. We'd just come to that conclusion after racking our brains. So we did, and it's sort of, that's it. That's more or less how it came about, yeah.
Fred, thanks very much indeed. We will be thinking of you tomorrow night. Katie Fitzgerald's The Picture, performing in memory of their lead guitarist and singer Steve Cutler, who died last Thursday night. This is The Picture with a self-titled track, The Picture.
We're better alone.
And that was Dudley Band, The Picture, that track named after the band, The Picture as well. You can see them live tomorrow night, Katie Fitzgerald's in Stourbridge. If you're just tuning in, we were just hearing from Fred Fieldhouse from the band. The vocalist who you heard there singing, Steve Cutler, tragically died last week after band practice in a freak car accident on the way home.
40-foot tree.
40-foot
I just
tree.
can't believe that.
Fell on the car, and as you heard Fred say, they died instantly. And the band, after much, they're going to go ahead with the gig for money for the family.
It's great. I was just saying to you though, you just really have to live for the moment, because that is so unlucky, isn't it? And it just shows that you never know what's going to happen. So
I couldn't believe when I heard about it, and originally it was because Katie's, we know the owner of Katie's who runs it, Trina, and she contacted us and said, could you mention this on the show? Of course we can mention it on the show, as long as it's obviously all okay, but I mean, just like you said, it's unbelievable. So I hope it goes well tomorrow night, and get down and support them, the rest of the band, The Picture tomorrow night. And again, our thoughts and prayers with the family of Kinvo musician Steve Cutler.